Welcome back to AI Explained. Today we're taking a deep dive into the world of Nvidia's newly announced GeForce RTX 50 series. Graphics cards and laptops. We're talking neural rendering, insane performance leaps, and AI tools that sound like they're straight out of science fiction. Get ready to have your mind blown.
It's not just hype, though. What we're seeing here is a fundamental shift in how computer graphics are created and experienced. It's like moving from painting by numbers to having an AI artist collaborate with you in real time.
Okay, so let's start with neural rendering, because I think a lot of people hear that term and
Yeah.
their eyes glaze over. Can we break it down in a way that makes sense, even if you're not a computer science whiz?
Absolutely. Imagine trying to create a realistic image of a forest. Traditionally, you'd have to painstakingly render every leaf, every branch, every ray of light filtering through the canopy. It's incredibly computationally expensive and time-consuming. Neural rendering, on the other hand, uses the power of AI and deep learning to learn how those elements interact. It's like training an AI to understand the essence of a forest and then recreate it with incredible detail and accuracy, often exceeding what's possible with traditional methods.
So instead of calculating every pixel, the AI is making educated guesses based on what it's learned.
Exactly. And that's where things like DLSS or deep learning supersampling come in. You might have heard of DLSS as a way to upscale lower resolution images to higher resolutions, but it's evolved into something far more powerful. Now, DLSS can actually generate entire frames of a game by understanding the composition of the scene, including things like shadows, reflections, and even the way objects occlude each other.
There's not just sharpening the existing image, it's creating new pixels that weren't even there before. That sounds like some black magic.
It's pretty close. And the craziest part is that it can often produce visuals that are even better than native rendering because the AI can fill in details and create effects that would be incredibly computationally expensive to do traditionally. It's like having a team of digital artists working behind the scenes to enhance every frame in real time.
Okay, my mind is officially blown. So DLSS is a great example of neural rendering in action, but NVIDIA also talked about these RTX neural shaders. What are those all about?
Think of shaders as the building blocks of graphics. They're basically mini programs that tell the GPU how to process light, color, and textures. RTX neural shaders are like supercharged shaders infused with AI. This means they can do things like dynamically create incredibly realistic textures and lighting that react to the environment in real time, creating a level of immersion that just wasn't possible before.
So games could potentially look and feel even more realistic without requiring massive amounts of memory or processing power.
Exactly. It's a win-win for developers and gamers. For example, neural shaders can be used to compress textures, which are the images that cover 3D models, by a factor of 7. That's a massive reduction in memory usage, meaning games can be more detailed and complex without requiring a huge leap in hardware requirements.
And then there's this whole thing about RTX neural faces, which sounds both intriguing and slightly creepy.
It's not creepy at all. Well, maybe a little, but it's more about pushing the boundaries of realism and character animation. Imagine a world where in-game characters have incredibly expressive faces that react naturally to everything happening around them. That's the potential of RTX neural faces. It uses AI to enhance facial details and animations in real time, making characters more believable and emotionally engaging.
So no more stiff robotic animations. We're talking full-on nuanced expressions that convey genuine emotion. Sign me up.
And let's not forget the Zora tech demo, which uses DLSS 4 and really showcases the potential of neural rendering. It's absolutely stunning.
Okay, so we've talked about the magic of neural rendering. But what about the hardware that makes it all possible? Cue the Nvidia Blackwell architecture.
Blackwell is the engine behind this neural revolution. It's the most powerful consumer GPU ever built, with a staggering 92 billion transistors. But it's not just about brute force, it's about specialized hardware features that are tailor-made for the demands of neural rendering and AI workloads.
92 billion transistors. That number is just mind-boggling. Can we break down what that actually means in terms of performance gains?
Think of it this way. Each transistor is like a tiny switch that can be turned on or off. To represent data, more transistors mean more processing power and the ability to handle much larger and more complex computations. Blackwell also features architectural improvements like updated streaming multiprocessors, tighter integration with tensor cores, which are specialized for AI processing, and even enhanced shader execution reordering. For faster and more precise neural shader performance, they've basically optimized the entire architecture from the ground up for this new era of AI-powered graphics.
So they've really thought of everything. It's like they built a super highway specifically for AI to race down. But let's get to the fun part, the actual graphics cards. The RTX 50 series lineup includes the 5090 and 5080 dropping first in January, followed by the 5070 Ti and 5070 in February. Where should we start?
Let's talk about the big kahuna, the GeForce RTX 5090. This is NVIDIA's new flagship GPU, and it claims to be twice as fast as the already incredibly powerful RTX 4090. We're talking a whole new level of performance.
Give us the juicy details. What kind of specs are we looking at here?
The RTX 5090 boasts a whopping 32 GB of GDDR7 memory. That's the latest and greatest memory technology. With an incredible 1792 GD2 bandwidth, it also packs 21,760 C-a-day cores, 680 tensor cores, and 170 ray tracing cores. These are the workhorses that handle all the complex calculations needed for gaming, rendering, and AI processing.
Those numbers are making my head spin. But what does that actually mean for gamers? Paint us a picture.
Imagine playing games like Cyberpunk 2077, Alan Wake 2, or Black Myth, Wukong at 4K resolution, with a refresh rate of 240 Hz, all while having ray tracing cranked up to the max, and every graphical setting maxed out. And you're still getting smooth, buttery smooth frame rates. That's the kind of performance the RTX 5090 is capable of. It's like stepping into a whole new reality.
4K at 240 Hz with ray tracing.
Yeah.
Are you serious? That sounds like something out of a gamer's wildest dreams.
And that's just the tip of the iceberg. The RTX 5090 also gets a massive boost in AI performance, thanks to its new support for FP4 precision. It's capable of running AI applications twice as fast as the previous generation, and it can do it with half the memory usage.
Okay. That's impressive. But what does that mean for someone who's not a hardcore AI developer? Can you give us a real-world example?
Sure. Let's take Black Forest Labs' FLUX.1 model, which is a powerful AI model that can generate incredibly realistic images. On an RTX 4090, it takes about 15 seconds to generate an image, and it requires over 23 GB of VRAM, which is the memory dedicated to the GPU. But on the RTX 5090, using FP4 precision, it only takes about 5 seconds, and it uses less VRAM. That's a massive improvement in both speed and efficiency.
So we're talking significantly faster processing times and the ability to handle even more complex AI tasks without running into memory limitations. That's a huge win for anyone working with AI, whether you're a researcher, a developer, or just someone who likes to play around with AI image generators.
Exactly. The RTX 5090 is truly a beast of a card, catering to both hardcore gamers and AI enthusiasts. It's a powerful tool for anyone who wants to push the boundaries of what's possible with graphics and AI. And it's not just about desktop powerhouses. Nvidia also announced a whole new lineup of GeForce RTX 50 series laptops, and these are seriously impressive machines.
You're telling me. When I think of gaming laptops, I still picture those bulky behemoths from a few years ago. But these new laptops are incredibly thin and light. Some as thin as 14.9 millimeter. How is that even possible with all this power packed inside?
It's all thanks to some clever engineering and NVIDIA's new Max-Q technologies, which are designed to optimize power efficiency in laptops. They've basically squeezed every last drop of performance out of these GPUs while minimizing power consumption and heat generation.
So we're talking about laptops that can rival desktop level performance without melting your lap. That's a game changer for mobile gamers and creators. But let's break down those Max-Q innovations, because they sound pretty impressive.
One of the key technologies is called advanced power gating. It works by intelligently managing power consumption at a very granular level. Imagine you have a house with a bunch of rooms, but you're only using a few of them. Advanced power gating is like turning off the lights in the unused rooms to save electricity. It rapidly toggles unused parts of the GPU on and off, ensuring that power is only being used where it's absolutely needed.
That's a great analogy. Makes perfect sense. So it's all about maximizing efficiency by only using power when and where it's needed. What else are they doing to extend battery life?
Another clever trick is low latency sleep. This technology focuses on minimizing the time the GPU spends in an active state. When it's not being heavily used, it allows the GPU to go to sleep more frequently, even during relatively light tasks like browsing the web or checking email.
So even when you're not actively gaming or rendering, the GPU is finding opportunities to power down and conserve energy. It's like those power-saving features on our phones, but on a much grander scale. What about performance optimization? Are there any Max-Q technologies that help with that?
Absolutely. Accelerated frequency switching allows the GPU to dynamically adjust its clock speed based on the workload. It's like having a car that can seamlessly shift gears depending on whether you're cruising on the highway or navigating a twisty mountain road. This ensures that the GPU is always running at the optimal speed, maximizing performance, while minimizing power consumption.
So it's like having a built-in intelligence that's constantly monitoring and adjusting performance to strike that perfect balance between speed and efficiency. Pretty cool. Anything else they're doing on the memory front?
They've also implemented voltage-optimized GDDR7, which fine-tunes the voltage levels used by the GDDR7 memory. Remember, GDDR7 is the latest and greatest generation of graphics memory, and by optimizing the voltage, they can further reduce power consumption without sacrificing performance.
It sounds like they've thought of everything. These Max-Q technologies are truly impressive. But let's talk about the actual laptop GPUs. In the RTX 50 series lineup, what are we working with here?
At the top of the line, we have the GeForce RTX 5090 laptop GPU. This is the ultimate mobile GPU for gamers and creators who demand the absolute best performance. No compromises.
Okay, I'm ready for some serious specs. Lay it on me.
The RTX 5090 laptop GPU boasts an incredible 10,496 CDA cores, 1,824 AI TIOPS, that's a measure of AI performance, and a massive 24 GB of GDDR7 memory.
Those are some desktop-level specs crammed into a laptop. It's mind-blowing to think about what this thing can handle. What kind of performance gains can we expect compared to the previous generation?
We're talking a whole new level of performance for demanding games and creative applications. Imagine editing 8K raw video footage on the go, or running complex 3D simulations without breaking a sweat. This GPU can handle it all.
And what about video encoding for creators who need to export or stream their work?
This is where it gets really interesting. The RTX 5090 laptop GPU is the first to feature 3 Nvidia NVNC encoders, which are dedicated hardware units, specifically designed for video encoding. This means you can export videos at lightning-fast speeds without putting a huge strain on the CPU. It's a huge productivity boost for video editors and content creators.
3 dedicated encoders, that's impressive. So creators can expect significantly faster encoding times and more efficient workflows. What about the GeForce RTX 5080 laptop GPU? How does it stack up?
The RTX 5080 laptop GPU is no slouch either. It features 7,680 CUDA cores, 1,334 AI TOPS, and 60 GB of GDDR7 memory. And get this, it boasts twice the performance of the previous generation 4080 laptop GPU.
Double the performance. That's a huge leap. What are some of the key benefits for creators with this GPU?
The increased memory bandwidth is a huge boon for creators working with 3D rendering or video editing. It means they can work with larger, more complex projects without experiencing slowdowns or bottlenecks. It's like having a wider highway for data to flow through, resulting in smoother and faster performance.
So whether you're a gamer who wants to crank up the settings to the max, or a creator who needs to handle demanding workloads, the RTX 5080 laptop GPU offers a fantastic balance of performance and portability. And what about the more budget-conscious gamers and creators? What options are available to them?
Nvidia has got them covered too. The GeForce RTX 5070 family of laptop GPUs includes both the RTX 5070 Ti and the RTX 5070.
Oh, cute. Fill us in on the specs. What are these GPUs bringing to the table?
The 5070 Ti features 5,888 CDA cores, 992 AI TOPS, and 12 GB of GDDR7 memory. While the 5070 has 4,608 CDA cores, 798 AI TIOPS, and 8 GB of GDDR7 memory, these are still incredibly powerful GPUs, more than capable of handling modern AAA games and demanding creative applications.
So even at the more affordable end of the spectrum, gamers and creators are getting a significant performance upgrade compared to the previous generation.
Exactly. And they still benefit from all the advancements of the Blackwell architecture and the Max-Q technology, so they're getting incredible performance, efficiency, and battery life in a thin and light form factor. It's amazing to see how far mobile GPUs have come in just a few years.
It really is. But let's shift gears for a moment and talk about DLSS 4, because this seems like a game changer, literally.
It really is. DLSS, or Deep Learning Supersampling, has been incredibly impressive since its introduction. But DLSS 4 takes it to a whole new level with its multi-frame generation technology.
Multi-frame generation? That sounds intriguing. Can you break down what that means and how it works?
Imagine you're watching a movie, and you only see every other frame. You'd miss a lot of the action, and the motion would look choppy. Multi-frame generation essentially allows the GPU to create those missing frames. Using AI, it analyzes the existing frames and predicts what the in-between frames should look like, with remarkable accuracy.
So it's like having an AI assistant that's filling in the gaps between the traditionally rendered frames, resulting in smoother motion and higher frame rates.
Exactly. And because it's using AI, it can do this with incredible efficiency, leading to massive performance gains. Up to 8 times faster than traditional rendering in some cases.
8 times faster. That's insane. But it's not just about performance.
Right.
DLSS also aims to maintain or even improve image quality, which is crucial for both gamers and creators.
Absolutely. DLSS 4 introduces some significant improvements in this area as well. It leverages a new type of AI model called a transformer, which is similar to the technology behind advanced language models like ChatGPT and Google's Gemini. These transformer models are much better at understanding the context of a scene and generating high-quality details, leading to improved temporal stability, reduced ghosting, and even sharper details in motion.
Hold on, Transformers. Like the robots in disguise, I didn't realize they were involved in graphics too.
It's not quite the same thing, but the
Yo.
concept is similar. Transformers are a type of neural network that excels at processing sequential data, like words in a sentence or frames in a video. They can learn long-range dependencies and patterns, which makes them perfect for tasks like predicting future frames in a video game.
So like having an AI that can anticipate what's going to happen next
Yeah.
and create frames accordingly, resulting in smoother motion and a higher fidelity visuals. That's incredibly cool.
And the combination of increased performance and improved image quality is what makes DLSS 4 such a groundbreaking technology. It's a testament to the power of AI in gaming and beyond.
And then there's Nvidia Reflex 2, which is all about reducing latency. Why is low latency so important, especially for gamers?
In fast-paced competitive games, every millisecond counts. Latency is the delay between when you perform an action, like clicking your mouse, and when that action is reflected on the screen. High latency can make the game feel sluggish and unresponsive, putting you at a disadvantage against your opponents.
So it's all about making the game feel as responsive and snappy as possible, minimizing that annoying delay between your actions
Yeah.
and what you see on the screen.
Exactly. And NVIDIA Reflex 2 takes latency reduction to a whole new level. It combines the existing Reflex low latency mode with a new technology called frame warp.
Okay, frame warp sounds interesting. Can you walk us through how it works?
Essentially, frame warp updates the rendered game frame based on the latest mouse input right before it's sent to the display.
So it's like the game is constantly adjusting and updating the visuals to match your actions in real time, eliminating that feeling of lag or delay.
Precisely. And this can lead to a significant reduction in perceived latency, making the game feel much more responsive and immersive. NVIDIA claims that Reflex 2 can reduce latency by up to 75%, which is a huge advantage in competitive gaming.
That's a massive improvement. For gamers who are serious about their esports, Reflex 2 is a must-have feature. But it's not all about gaming.
Right.
The RTX 50 series also boasts some exciting new AI-powered tools for creators, doesn't it?
Absolutely. And we'll dive into those in the next part of our deep dive. NVIDIA also unveiled a whole suite of next-gen AI-powered tools designed to empower creators and streamers.
So it's not just about more power for games, it's about revolutionizing the creative process itself.
Exactly. First off, we're seeing a massive boost in encoding and decoding speeds with the added support for the 4.2.2 color format.
4.2.2, that's a big deal for video editors.
Yeah.
It means higher color fidelity and more flexibility in post-production.
You got it. And the improvements don't stop there. NVNC encoding quality and efficiency have also gotten a major upgrade, including a brand new AV1 Ultra Quality mode.
So we're talking about better-looking videos with smaller file sizes. That's a win-win for creators and viewers alike.
Absolutely. And get this, you can now decode and play back 8 4K 60, 4.2.2 video streams simultaneously.
8 streams at once. That's some serious multitasking power. What kind of creator workflows would even need that kind of capability?
Think about professional video editors who work with multi-camera setups, or streamers who want to seamlessly integrate multiple high-resolution video sources into their broadcasts. This opens up a whole new world of possibilities.
And speaking of streamers,
Yeah.
Nvidia announced some pretty game-changing AI tools for live streaming. Can you tell us about those?
They did. There's a new AI agent from Streamlabs, powered by NVIDIA ACE and in-world AI, that acts as a virtual sidekick for streamers.
A virtual sidekick. How does that work?
This AI agent can handle a variety of tasks, from managing chat and alerts to controlling stream settings and even generating content ideas. It's like having a personal assistant dedicated to making your streams more engaging and efficient.
So streamers can focus on what they do best, entertaining their audience, while the AI handles all the behind-the-scenes stuff.
Right. And the innovations keep coming. NVIDIA Broadcast also gets some exciting new features, like Studio Voice, for crystal clear microphone quality.
No more background noise or muffled audio. That's a dream come true for streamers.
And there's also Virtual Keylight, which uses AI to intelligently relight your stream.
So even if you don't have a professional lighting setup, you can still achieve a polished and professional look.
And let's not forget about DLSS multi-frame generation. It's not just for games anymore, it's also making its way into creative applications, boosting viewport frame rates and overall performance.
So 3D artists and designers can expect a much smoother and more responsive experience when working on complex projects.
Exactly. For example, in DeFi Render, a popular real-time rendering application, DLSS multi-frame generation can deliver up to a 2x performance boost in 3D scene editing.
That's a huge time saver for anyone working in 3D.
Absolutely. And we can't talk about AI and creativity without mentioning Nvidia AC.
Right, AC stands for Avatar Cloud Engine, and it's a suite of AI technologies that promises to revolutionize character creation and interaction.
It's a game changer for sure. Imagine creating lifelike characters that can perceive, plan, and act with a level of realism that's never been seen before.
So we're not just talking about characters that look real, we're talking about characters that think and act like real people.
Exactly. And this has implications far beyond gaming. Think about AI companions in virtual worlds, adaptive enemies that learn from your tactics, or autonomous NPCs that populate persistent online environments.
This is the kind of stuff that was once the realm of science fiction, but now it's becoming a reality.
It's a really exciting time for developers and gamers alike to see how ACE will shape the future of interactive entertainment.
And to top it all off, Nvidia is even experimenting with some truly mind-blowing AI assistants.
Oh yeah, like Project G Assist,
Yeah.
which is like a personal AI assistant for your PC.
G Assist. That sounds intriguing. What can it do?
Well, it's still in the experimental phase, but it can do some pretty amazing things like controlling system performance, optimizing efficiency, charting performance stats, managing peripherals, and even controlling home lighting.
Wow, that's like having a super-powered butler for your PC.
It's pretty cool. And then there's Project R2X, which is a vision-enabled avatar that puts information at your fingertips.
R2X, like the droid from Star Wars?
Maybe they got some inspiration there. But this R2X avatar can do things like assist with desktop apps, video calls, summarize documents, and even connect to cloud AI services like GPT-4.
So it's like having an AI assistant that can see and interact with your digital world.
Exactly. It's a glimpse into a future where AI is seamlessly integrated into our lives.
All of this is incredibly exciting and a little bit mind-blowing, but it also raises some important questions.
Yeah.
About the role of AI in our lives and the potential impact it could have on society as a whole.
Those are definitely conversations we need to be having. As AR technology continues to advance, it's important to consider both the benefits and the potential risks.
But one thing's for sure. The future of computing is intertwined with AI, and Nvidia is leading the charge with groundbreaking hardware and software innovations.
They're pushing the boundaries of what's possible.
And paving the way for a future that's both exciting and transformative. Well, that brings us to the end of our deep dive into the Nvidia GeForce RTX 50 series.
It's been an incredible journey.
We've explored the cutting-edge technologies that are shaping the future of gaming, content creation, and AI as a whole.
A lot to digest, for sure.
We hope you found this episode informative and inspiring, and we encourage you to keep exploring the amazing world of AI. Thanks for joining us. And don't forget to subscribe to AI Explained for more in-depth discussions on the latest advancements in artificial intelligence.